Green Man! 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 Holy YouTube video, Green Man!
Hey there, it's Bloggy time again. Oops, I did it again. This is definitely the last batch of comics I'll be getting for well, until I go back to work, definitely. Apart from, I've got some people who've sending me some AOKs. Woohoo! So, yeah, hopefully they'll come in and ease my you know, when you get the shakes, the comic shakes, you know, when you haven't had a new comic for a little while, you start getting the old DT, start imagining comics. I see comics everywhere. All these comics I could be buying. But oh, you don't get that? Oh. Yeah, you know what it's like, you know, we've not bought some new comics for a while and you start imagining comics and comics start talking to you and you're watching people's videos and they say, oh, look at this new comic that I got. And you can hear the comic going, what's that you say, comic? I should buy you, comic. That kind of, it doesn't happen to you guys, come on. Your comics don't talk to you? Batman doesn't leap off the front of the comic and say, buy me! I'm surprised. Right, now, I bought these all from the same seller on eBay. It was actually the same seller that I bought off last time. The last batch of comics that I got in. And I was quite happy with it. I don't know, it was some kind of secret thing. I was saying, no one seemed to be bidding on them apart from me. This time I actually got gazumped on one comic. Someone must have come at the last minute and one of my flashes that I was after was stolen from me at the last second by some nefarious fiend, but never mind, on the day of reckoning, they'll suffer for that. No, I think we've all done that at one point. You know, you go in the last minute and you think, well, everyone else comes in at the last minute, I might as well do it myself. So, yeah, I'm sure you won't go to, you know, any whatever. Right. So this one I was surprised that I didn't get gazumped on. I thought someone else was watching this was going to bid on this. I thought I got this for about £3 something, and I looked at it on my comic shop, and it's quite expensive. It's quite. I can't remember what the price was now, but 7.0 was going for I don't know, 70 quid or so. I can't remember. I just remember looking at. Oh, I thought, no, there's no way I'm going to get this. It's a giant size 100-page Detective Comics 441. It's got little heads at the bottom that I always like, the faces at the bottom. It's got a cool cover in a square. I don't know who the artist is. Oh, there's a little bit of ink, someone's done a little bit of scribbling on the front. So it's probably only a 5 or 4, something like that, I don't really know. But I still think I've got a good deal on this one. So happy to manage to get that one. Got a nice red Sonia. Most of that one was like £3.80, I think, or £3.60. The rest were all under £2, I think, apart from maybe might have been one at £2.40, something like that. So a nice red Sonia for my rum. A crazy Superboy. Superboy's turned into a fishy fish. As you know, these things happen. You know, I once went into the sea and I became a wet bloke. But Mother, Dad, please help me. My son, who did this awful thing to you? The Super Merman of the Sea. Bit of ink on the thing, you know, what can you do? Oh yeah, nice flash. Down with the flash! The dirty rat turned crook! Let's hear it for your new hero, the Mirror Master. Plus special guest villain, Heatwave. Number 241. Also a solo story starring Green Lantern. Ooh, Vandal Savage in this one. I saw Vandal Savage's first appearance somewhere. Like, I was looking through stuff, and it said Vandal Savage's first appearance, and it was only cheap. I thought, oh, bloody hell, Vandal Savage is quite a well-utilised villain in the DC universe. I need to look that up, actually. I'm going to look that up again and make a note to get the first Vandal Savage appearance. Sure, I think it was in Flash or something like that. I can't remember now. I'm gonna need to check that up again. It could be Green. Oh, I don't remember. Anyway, I finished one Flash, but to remain immortal, I must kill the other Flash and Green Lantern. So here you go. They don't call him Savage for nothing. He's lucky he's not using a sword on him or something. Oh, it's got a bit of a tape pull there. Looks like someone's taken off the price label and it's took half the comic with it. Oh, this one. This one's super annoying. They've put it in the blinking. They've put it in the package. With blinking dog ears. Oh, I'm surprised if they dog eared it, put it in there actually, by the looks of it. Wouldn't that be annoying? If it was perfectly good before they put it in the blinking in the bag. Right, let's get it back in there then. A nice old Superman. You've beaten whole armies, Superman, but I'm the one foe you can't defeat. Time. Yeah, that's pretty real. Telling it like it's real. None of us can defeat time. Whew, time's going to run out and our comic collections won't be nearly as big as we want them to be. And here we have a DC Sabretooth of a really badly cut comic, to be honest. Half the top faces come off. The Sabretooth is a very deadly beast. A fact the Scarlet Speedster just learned the hard way. You can see how badly it is trimmed at the top there. It's only 50 cents is been cut in half. I can't even see how much it is. Yeah, it's 50 cents. And there is the DC Sabretooth. Not destined to have quite the longevity as the Marvel one. Nice DC Comics presents What's Wrong with This Picture? Nothing. This is a Bizarro story. So you got Jimmy Olsen flying, but looks like you got the Joker crying. What's Green Lantern? No, Green Lantern is Aquaman, I suppose, and he's yellow. So it's a Bizarro story. Things aren't all normal, not. Whatever he speaks like. Oh, how could you resist this blinking witching hour? Number 51. It's midnight, the witching hour. Bring in the prisoner to face his judge and jury. It's an awesome skull cover. Look at that. There's a skeleton jury. There's a skull judge. Some arse has put a date stamp on the side of his skull. I can't work out if that makes you better or worse. I suppose it was the only place they could put it on this cover, but it's just like, it's just a thing. You just got if you're living in the UK and there's no UK price variants on it. So in this UK shops, it just says, "Oh, what's 25 cents?" When it's saying, "We don't understand that," or we have to put a stamp on the side of the skeleton's head. 10p. That's when 10 of our pennies equal 25 of your pennies. Our pennies are stronger than yours then. Another dog ear. Let's just sort this dog ear out. Little corner bend. It happens. Oh, I just don't think I can put it back in. It's like it's determined to be bent. Don't do this to me. It is hard getting them back in though sometimes. Like trying to stop it. If it's got a bend there, it just naturally wants to bend. But that's a cool cover. And of course, Evil Knievel on the back. If you've got an Evil Knievel on the back of your comic, it's probably a good comic. That's all I can say. Oh, I want to be. Oh. A single tear of joy rolls down my cheek. It's another 100-page giant. I think I got it for £2.40 or something maybe. Oh man, such goodness. It's got a bit of dog ear. It's got a bit of the spine's good. The spine's good enough. A little bit damage at the bottom. It's number 116 of the Justice League of America. Look at all those busy panels. Look at all that stuff going on. I mean, I wasn't buying comics at this point, I don't think. I don't think I was getting this far back. I'm not sure. I'll have to check the date on this one. I'm guessing it's an early 70s one, but I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, quite easily could be wrong. 75. So that was before my oldest comic that I've got in my collection, as far as I'm aware. I think it is that I remembered buying from the shops at the time it came out. I hasten to add that caveat. It's 1977. And this is from 1975, so I wasn't quite buying comics at that point. I was only 6, so I wasn't waddling to the shop on my own. I might have waddled to the shop when I spent my first pocket money on a rhino toy, a plastic rhino. Talking of rhinos, I should have a wooden rhino around here. So what's happened to my wooden rhino? I might have to inquire with my housemate. It's around somewhere, better be anyway. Oh my god. A new adventure featuring the amazing Matter Master. Look what he's done to the world's greatest heroes. He's turned them all into freaking anthropomorphic people. Look at the look on Aquaman's fishy face as he's grasping the side of it. He's like, oh my god, I've got a fishy face. Oh dear. Right, a little bit of wear on the back. Well, who cares? It's a bloody good comic for a couple of quid. Obviously reprints, I'm guessing. Here comes TV Super Friends. But I've got Johnny Peril story in it as well. I do like a bit of Johnny Peril. I don't have too many Johnny Peril stories, but he starred in one of my birthday books. So that's the first I heard about Johnny Peril. I made a story of him on my 13 Nights of Halloween as well. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. If I was buying comics when I toddled to the shops at 6 years old, I can just imagine if all the covers are like that, I'd be staring at them for hours, trying to make my decisions on what one to buy. If all the comics were similar, it would be like, whoa. You have to excuse my flatmates outside. Right, this is interesting. I haven't got this one. I have got a first issue special of The Creeper, and this is Are You Ready for the Outsiders? And I was like, what, The Outsiders? But it's not, it's a different team called The Outsiders, who obviously probably only lasted for this one issue. It says, no, you can't come out. The world's not ready for you yet. And it's a bunch of like monstrous kind of figures, but they're like a superhero team. That's what I read I think I read that on mycomicshop.com. I say this is like £1.90 or something like that. At the most £1.99. And it was like, well, you know, you can't leave it there for that, can you? So when you're already being silly and spending money you haven't really got, you might as well spend more of the money that you have. No, look, you know what I mean? Kind of. And guess who's on the back? It's Evil Knievel on the back. Ah, yeah. I didn't even know that when I bought it. But you can't turn down an Evil Knievel comic. Sorry about that, tea's getting cold. But that's a cool cover. Don't know who the artist is, but just the concept sounds quite good. And I'd never heard of it before. Never heard of The Outsiders. Not this team of The Outsiders. I also know the other Outsiders. But, yeah, so I look forward to that. An annual that I was sure I didn't have. It looks a bit familiar, but I'm pretty sure I haven't got this. I hope I haven't got it. If I have, I've got another one now. But it's annual 10 of Batman. I was looking at it. I read the synopsis. I was like, I don't think I've got that one. £2? I might as well buy it and find out. Yeah, it doesn't look too familiar. Doesn't look too familiar, so I think that's a new Batman annual. You can't go wrong with a Batman annual for a couple of quid, can you? Blimey. So that's another good one. Oh yes, oh baby. Whew. It's messy as heck. It said it's been through the wars a bit, but it's another 100-page JLA. It's got about 20 stamps on it now. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stamps on the cover of this, and some handwriting. It's number 113. What was the last one I got? 160. This is number 113. So it's probably mostly a new JLA JSA shocker. Can you guess the identity of the creature in the velvet cage? The Justice Society of America in the case of the patriotic crimes, and the Justice League trapped in the cavern of deadly spheres. So it's a bit messy. There's a bit of damage at the bottom there. The back's okay. It's a BB gun on the back. I remember seeing those BB gun adverts as a kid, and because we don't have a gun culture much in the UK. And I look at them and go, they don't sell them to kids, do they? What the heck? I think we did have BB guns. Some people had BB guns in the UK as kids, but it was like, ugh, it's just weird. It's like selling guns. Well, Batman doesn't use guns, and he fights against people with guns, and they're selling guns. Like, how crazy! So you've got a stamp there, just like 2 stamps over each other there and there. You got a little stamp there. You got another little stamp there. You got a 12p handwritten there. So yeah, a bit of bleed through on there as well. It looks like it's bled through a little bit. The inside page. Let me have a quick check. Yeah. Oh, all covers a bit detached as well. Oh, some of the pages. Looks like it wasn't properly stapled to start off with. But that's another one in my collection. Right, and another Justice League America. Wonder Woman finally rejoined the JLA just in time for her funeral. This is 128. I don't remember seeing this one actually. I don't remember looking at this one on there. I have to check that they sent the right ones. I wonder if I got that one already. I don't know. No, maybe not. Alright, this is a good one. The super champions of 3 worlds face a crisis on Earth S. So it looks like you got the grown-up Robin. Might be Earth 2 Batman, maybe, I'm not sure. Hawkman against Joker, Shade, and Dr. Light. And great punch cover there. Batman's giving the old kapow, kablamo to the Joker there, who's should be laughing on the other side of his face now. Have one of them. Baff! Alright, 136 that one. Right, this one looks like it's a bit worn as well. The day I joined the JLA, I killed them all. It's a reprint. Sure, there's an earlier one where this very same thing happens. Red Tornado joins the JLA, and they... No, it is different. Oh no, I don't think it is on. No, it's different. Similar looking story though. Right. Little bit of, it's wear and tear. Always going to be wear and tear on these, unless you can afford to buy top grade ones, which to be honest, I cannot. And I'm not that fussed either. I don't mind a little bit of wear and tear. I just want to try and get a full run of, as much as I can of the comics that I love. If there's a few that are, been pre-loved a bit. Pre-loved. Yeah. This is the last one. Number 125, Justice League of America. Have you all freaked out? Letting Two-Face join the JLA? He'll double-cross you. One of them crazy covers. It's like, what's going on? Is it an Elseworlds? Why would they let Two-Face join them? There's something going. There's some trick going on there. Well, I'm running out of battery swiftly, actually. I'm down to the last bar, so I won't be able to... what number was I at on this box? Like, I was been going through my Power Man box. What number did I get to? Does anyone remember? I showed Doombringer, didn't I? Yeah, Doombringer I've shown you. Here we go. Starting at 105, I think. Let's just do what I've got in my hand. One side has beans. Let a real hero handle this. Looks like there's a bomb. Some cocksure hero trying to defuse it. Power Man Iron Fist versus Whirlwind. Yow, the Hammer of Judgment. It's weird. What's going on there? It's like this guy who's got a hammer for a hand. I think it's someone with a hammer for a hand by the looks of it. It looks like an arm going into the hammer. It's not Thor's hammer. Someone's firing some nastiness at them. His name, the Reaper. His mission, vengeance. Somebody told me that I roll my R's well for an English person. Yes, I didn't used to be able to roll my R's very well, but I seem to roll them fair enough nowadays. He's taken over, but who is he? He's taking over and he's breaking down your blinking logo. He's going to replace it with his own. It's Cage against Control 7 fighting to save a kid he can't stand. Well, that's very, very noble of you, Luke. I'd expect no less of a hero, even if he's not being hired. And this kid with the same kid with a flaming sword, about to lay the chop-if on our guy Iron Fist. What's this? Luke and Danny aren't on this cover because they're afraid of this man. His name is Gouldy. He's very, very dangerous. Hard to believe, isn't it? Bit of a quirky one. Gouldy there. You are Luke Cage. In 1 second, you will be blown to atoms. He's got a big gun. Look at his big gun. It's very big. And on this one, it is dark and it is lonely and they are freezing to death. It's like Iron Fist has gone into a meditative state to try and slow down his metabolic rate or something like that. And Luke Cage is like, bloody hell, why do I have a big V-neck on my shirt? Yeah, it can't be, mind you, it wouldn't have much difference anyway, I wouldn't suppose, if you're in the Arctic. Someone's going to be stabbed, and hopefully someone's going to stop them from being stabbed. Luke's down, Danny's old, and Colleen, she hasn't got a chance. Is she of mixed ethnicity? Has she got, like, I don't know, Colleen sounds like it's quite a well-known Irish name. And I was always sure she had, oh, that's the last one. The last one that I've got. Anyway, whether it's the last one of the run, I'm not sure. 118, is that the last one of the run? Not too sure, but over easy mode, let drop a spoiler that apparently Danny dies in the last one. I didn't know that. But, you know, it's a very old comic, so it's, you know, can't help getting spoilers and things, you know, that kind of thing. I'm not thinking worried about it, nothing like that. just so you don't think I'm having a go. But, right, Cage, on his own, just calling himself Cage now. The old Power Man name is gone. I think he's still saying Sweet Christmas. That's something I always liked about Cage. He didn't swear. I think he started swearing. I think there's a Max series where he F's and Jeffs as much as he feels like. But back in the day, I liked his reasoning. They said, just, you know, what you see me and you think I'm going to swear just because of how I look. You know, so I can't think his mum told him not to swear and to be, you know, to be polite and, you know, not use foul language. And so he just said, Sweet Christmas, which I thought was awesome. This wasn't a bad run. Just Cage being badass, basically. It's like, oh no, this is going to happen, then that's going to happen. Cage is going to be badass and stop it from happening. That's what he did. He's like, who can be badass against today? Who can I give some piffy lines to and a punch in the face and look cool doing it? And here seems to be old Luke Cage facing off against new Luke Cage. Because he's one of those sort of hero. They gave him an updated costume kind of thing. I think he wanted to be more street, less, because the fact that he hasn't got a super, he hasn't really used that identity. You know, Power Man, Luke Cage are the same one. I think he just dropped the Power Man. He's like, well, you know, what's the point of calling this a silly superhero thing? You know, I'm just a guy looking to get by, make some money, you know, survive, and all that kind of thing. To my mind, this should be a no contest, because Rhino weight strength class, I'm sure, from what I remember, is a lot higher than Cage's. But Cage always seems to be able to punch above his weight, probably because the writer's just like, oh yeah, he's the hero, which is fine, which is fair enough. You want him to, but I'd like to see him use a bit more, you know, use some tactics to defeat someone like Rhino. I think he just ends up punching Rhino harder than Rhino punched him. But I'm just sure the weight classes compared to the Encyclopedia of Marvel characters has Rhino in a much higher strength class than Cage. I have to look it up. I'm sure Cage's strength was like 3 tons, something like that, or even I think it was 2 or 3 tons. He's taking on the Hulk. What am I seeing here? What am I seeing? Total different weight class. Unless they've upped Cage. I wonder if Cage could have, like, they haven't said it, but maybe he's got an element of Hulk about him, where the angrier he gets or the more intense the battle gets, the more he's able to rise to the occasion, because he always seems to be able to rise to meet, whatever he needs to be able to do. Oh, he's fighting Iron Fist here. Well, that's not the reunion you've been waiting for, but not quite in the way you expected, probably. Although, let's face it, heroes always have a bit of a fight when they first meet up. Right, it's the last 2 comics I'm going to show you now. Warning, this toy is flammable. Some kind of robot guy is fighting look at his weird arm. Monofilaments, stretchy monofilaments or something like that. Then finally, inflamed. He's fighting. Looks like fighting a water beast or a water person, some kind of elemental, or just a super powered person with water. Maybe Hydra Man. Looks a bit demonic though, like a demonic kind of face on them. But I'll show you the rest of this box tomorrow because we're running out of battery, and this video is probably long enough as it is. And anyway, if you're watching it in premiere, please leave a comment down below just to help the old anal lick tits. And thank you for watching, much appreciated. Now I'm going to shout out a Les Bigley channel, one that I've shouted them out before, but when you go around looking at videos. And you say, I've not shouted this person out for a while, and he hasn't got that many subs. He could do with some more subs. It doesn't hurt. I mean, even if only gets 2 or 1 or whatever, it's still an extra person going to his channel. So it's the Comic Intellect P. I did watch a video the other day. I can't remember what the video was now. I watched so many bloody videos. It didn't comment on so many videos. Tea's gone cold. So go sub up Comic Intellect P. And come back tomorrow for another bloggy blog or don't. After that bit of singing, maybe you don't want to come back tomorrow for another bloggy blog. No, shut up. Stop it. Anyway, until next time, may all your news be good news.
Ha ha ha, he, go and sub up Comic Intellect P. Ha ha ha, ho ho ho, go and watch his video. Yeah. A B C D E F G H I J K, Comic Intellect P.